shocking and deeply concerning scenes unfolded in Odyssey last night as Denmark's international friendly against Ukraine was abruptly abandoned following the mid-match collapse of Christian Eriksen. Terrifying moment brought back chilling memories of the cardiac arrest he suffered on the pitch almost exactly 5 years ago at Euro 2020. Danish football journalist Giselle Thoren discussed what this could mean for Eriksen's long-term future.
I know that the national team doctor, Morten Boesen, who actually also was the guy who made the work 5 years ago in Parken when he brought Christian back to life, he said that he has already been in contact with his doctor, the heart doctor, Christian Health. So there will be talks, there will be a lot of tests, examinations, and then I guess that Christian also will think about what will happen next, because obviously this is a big scare for him and for his family, for everybody who loves Christian. So it's, now it's early days, but all kind of speculation, all kind of thoughts will be made in the coming weeks, I guess.
I'm guessing we all remember what happened at the Euros.
Yes.
And then we saw the scenes last night, and it was quite harrowing. It's awful to ever see anything like that. But when it's someone that, it's happened to them before and they've made that comeback, thankfully they had the pacemaker fitted.
Yes.
For me, when I heard the news and then I was watching it on the telly and listening to talkSPORT, the fact that eventually Christian got up and walked off was just fantastic.
Oh, of course.
Right? And I think that was the huge difference. And sorry, Gabby, I just think my views. Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing he won't be allowed to play in the World Cup, right? That would be obscene, especially with the weather conditions. I just think sometimes in life you get a little warning, and it's like, I don't know what you believe in, what faith, if you believe in faith or not, but I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, you've had that little bit of fun in the sun, right? And this is a warning. Your family, your kids, and your health are more important than anything else on the planet. And maybe now it's time for Christian just to stop, is my view.
I agree that there's more to life than football.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously loves football, fantastic player, but he's had a great career as well. He's in his 30s now. He shouldn't really be putting his body through this anymore. But it'd be interesting to find out, Andy, from like an expert, that would he be okay if he wasn't playing football? Could it still happen? Do you know, is it because obviously his heart rate's getting so high playing football? Is that what's bringing it on? It'd be interesting to know the details.
Yeah.
Because it can happen when he's sitting at home.
Yeah.
Same chance.
What the worry would be that if they had qualified for the World Cup, would he even be contemplating being allowed to play on?
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you love football,
I don't know.
I know, mate. It's difficult when you love your sport.
It's just so harrowing to watch. And you see all his teammates around him. Some of them understandably couldn't even watch.
You see the clip as well.
Yeah,
when the Ukrainian player kicks it out of play and he feels his chest. Yeah, it's not nice to see.
Let's get more on this now. We can cross to our reporter Ben Jacobs. Morning, Ben. How you doing?
Morning, Ben.
Good morning and good evening here from Los Angeles.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. What is the very latest medical update coming out directly from the hospital in Denmark regarding Christian Eriksen's condition right now?
So as we just heard, two statements were issued by the Danish national team. One initially saying that Christian Eriksen had left the field and was conscious and was doing well considering the circumstances. The second one was a more detailed statement from the Denmark medical doctor where he elaborated that Christian Eriksen unfortunately and sadly and worryingly had briefly lost consciousness but was able to leave the field. The match was abandoned, of course, as you would expect against Ukraine. He has a pacemaker fitted and now they can use a lot of the data after the first incident to really analyse what's happened. We know that he clutched his chest, he fell to the ground, he was taken to hospital, but further tests will be needed so they can establish exactly what happened. Interestingly and maybe reassuringly, the Denmark team doctor did say that the pacemaker actually worked how it should, so we know that it wasn't a fault specifically with that, but likely in the next 24 to 72 hours Eriksen will undergo further tests and then the players expected to make a statement and hopefully the picture will become clearer. But the good news is that he's okay. He left the field. The worrying aspect is they have to determine precisely what has happened and then Eriksen will have a big decision to make as to what he wants to do as far as his playing career is concerned, and naturally safety will come above football.
I was just saying to Andy, Ben, it'd be interesting to find out from the specialist if this is an incident that would happen if he wasn't playing football? You know, is it because obviously his heart rate's getting so high when he's playing?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to speculate as to whether there's a direct link. All we know is that there was the Euros incident, and then again, playing competitive football, this has sadly happened as well. You could see when he went down on the 65th minute that it was off the ball, that he clutched his chest, and naturally, therefore, people are jumping to the conclusion that this has been caused by football and is related to the first incident. But we have to be respectful of the medical process. The doctors will undergo the tests. As I say, the Danish team doctor made it really clear that the pacemaker worked as it was expected to, so they would be able to tell specifically if there was a fault with that, if it was a contributing factor, and there wasn't according to the statement. But now they're really going to have to delve into the diagnostics so Christian Eriksen can have peace of mind if he does choose to keep playing.
Yeah.
He had said in the past, if you look at previous interviews he's done, that he wasn't worried by the pacemaker, that he couldn't feel the pacemaker, that he had no concerns that the pacemaker might affect his football game. But now it's happened twice, and therefore they'll have to be extra thorough before finally Eriksen and his medical team will come to a determination as to what's next.
Ben, just a quick one on England. There was a shooting near the England training camp in Kansas City. 9 reported injured. What is the very latest there? Do you expect an increase in security?
Yeah, I think there was always going to be an increase in security. Obviously, England's perspective is to decline to comment for 2 reasons. First, because they don't get into the inner workings of security. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as secure when they get to Kansas City. Second reason is they're not even there yet. So the shooting took place and there were 9 victims involved, no fatalities, but several of them taken to hospital, as you would expect. It happened in an area called Troost Avenue. It's about a 10-minute drive from where England will be based and training. In addition, there was a stabbing, a random attack, as the New York mayor called it, at Penn Station in New York. So 2 incidents in the build-up to the World Cup. Again, no fatalities there, but at least 3 of those 5 victims taken to hospital too. So this is just a reminder that against the backdrop of the World Cup, we're having a prevalence of incidents. There's no suggestion yet that they're World Cup specific or they're World Cup related, but this is why there has always been heightened security, and it's also why England don't want to comment at this point, because the more they say about where they're going, what they're doing, how much security they've got, perhaps the more of a risk it is. And this is why privacy is going to be the most important thing. But very sad and worrying. Our thoughts, of course, are with the victims. And as I say, it was only a 10-minute drive from where England will be training. But at the moment, they're not there yet. They're preparing for their final warm-up game. And then they will travel over. And I'm sure that the security detail will be extra vigilant, given what's happened on so close to the proximity as to where they'll be training.
Ben, thank you for coming on, pal. Stay safe, mate. We'll speak to you in a bit.